Welcome to another video on game development with Asha Akanksha Foundation. In this video, we'll see how the animations are done in the game that we had just seen in the previous video for inspiration. So we'll just go through some basics and won't build it from scratch, but just try to understand how it's done.
Now let's check out how the animations for this game have been created. So we go to our assets folder, and in animations we have these different animations for attack, dive, fly, hurt, etc. So we click on our basically let me just stop the game. So yeah, we have our player and we click on any animation to open it. So we can preview the animation now. Let's try it out. For example, we have this fly animation. We need to select the prefab for that first. So we selected the prefab, and now we can play out this animation. So what you might be wondering what these lines, like what these different pointy lines are. These are basically called the skeleton or a bone. So what happens is when you want to create some advanced animations, you get these basically you can export some assets that have these skeletons created. So we have so for this player, I already have this sort of skeleton created for me. And when I need to create an animation, I just know that if I want to move this feet, all I have to do is just move the skeleton and the leg would rotate. So I'll just move it back. Yeah, so that's it's basically each of this whole player is composed of a lot of components, not just the skeleton but also the different basically, for example, these feet, etc. They're just different sprites and they've been combined together to form this whole game object. So that is, I just wanted to give you an insight on how this has been created. So for example, this broom, I can basically remove this broom and add it back to the skeleton. I'll just tell you how I created this whole object. So I exported a girl. It's basically present as a wizard girl on Unity's asset store, but that did not have a wand or this shaft. So for that, what I did was I edited the skeleton of the player. And how do we do that? This is something that is out of the scope of these videos, but just to give you an intuition, after placing this broom, I created another bone. So skeletons have these bones, and once this bone was created and added to the current skeleton, all I needed to do was to move this bone around for the different animations. So, for example, at second 0, we place this staff at this position, legs at this position, and at this position. And after second 1, we just move the player's head a little or something like that. You need to actually make the animation step by step for every millisecond to make sure that your animations are smooth. So let's try out one animation. I'll just show you one of them. Here's the attack one. Okay, so we let me just place this attack inside here and the scene here. So we can see the girl at this position. Yeah, so what happens is I have this is the initial position of the player, and once after 30 milliseconds, 30 half a second, I move the object a little bit. You can see how. So this is the final position, this was the initial position, and this is the final position. And after 60, basically 1 second, we move it back here. So this is for idle. So again we move it a little, and this is how the animation would play. So if you actually play it out, that's how the player looks. You can also see that the hair are also moving just to give it a very natural look. So all you need to do is move the object a little, just like the body moves naturally, and that creates your animation. Let's move on to another animation. For example, attack. This is our initial pose. We first bring the wand back. This is the initial pose. We rotate our, basically when we set the bone to be at this position at 0, and at some other position at, say, after uh, 10 frames, what happens is, after, basically for the intermediate frames, the animator automatically creates a smooth motion so that it does not seem abrupt, like there is an object here and after 10 seconds there is no object. So we will see how this one attacks at 0th position. This is how it looks, and after 10, this is how it will look, and after that, that's how we're moving it, and that completes it.